I come armed with props this morning. Let me tell you a story about Jeff. Jeff walks into the church on a Wednesday afternoon. He sits down with the pastor and he says, I need to talk to you. I don't know what to do. And he sits down and he starts a monologue. Pastor, I get up at 5 o'clock in the morning. By 6 o'clock, I'm on the road. I'm at work by 6:30. I don't get home until 8 o'clock at night. By then, I'm exhausted. Jen, my wife, has dinner prepared, but I'm 2 hours late and some dinner is cold. I don't feel like doing anything. I'm frustrated. And then Jen wants to do something, she wants to go to a movie or she wants to go shopping. And Lord, I feel like everybody is just trying to wring an extra ounce of blood out of a stone. And I don't have anything else left to give. Pastor, I need prayers. My bucket is empty. I don't know what to do. I really, in all reality, just want to give up because the harder I try, the worse I feel. So the pastor reaches over and he grabs his Bible. He says, Jeff, you're not alone. You are not the first person to feel this way. In fact, I want to read from you Exodus 17. Just the first 7 verses. And so he reads to Jeff, he says, the whole Israelite community set out from the desert of Sin, traveling from place to place as the Lord commanded. They camped at Rephidim, but there was no water for the people to drink. So they quarreled with Moses and said, give us water to drink. Moses replied, why do you quarrel with me? Why do you put the Lord to the test? But the people were thirsty for water there. And they grumbled against Moses and they said, why did you bring us out of Egypt to make us and our children and livestock die of thirst? Then Moses cried out to the Lord, what am I to do with these people? They're almost ready to stone me. And the Lord answered Moses, walk on ahead of the people. Take with you some of the elders of Israel and take in your hand the staff with which you struck the Nile and go. I will stand there before you by the rock at Horeb. Strike the rock and water will come out of it for the people to drink. So Moses did this in the sight of the elders of Israel. He called the place Massah and Meribah because the Israelites quarreled and because they tested the Lord, saying, is the Lord among us or not? Jeff, you got to understand. These are people, the Israelites were people who just struggled to survive. They've been walking through the desert for who knows how many years. They were at their wits' end because they saw no future direction. They had lived in a land of slavery, but at least they were fed. And now, they have nothing. Like you, their bucket was empty. Like you, they thirsted for something that would fill up their bucket. So the pastor looked at Jeff and says, I'm going to ask you 5 questions. They're all relational. He says, and I think I can answer every one just by what you told me. So first, my first question is, what is your relationship with God? Do you spend time connecting with God? Second, what is your relationship with your family? Third, do you like your job? What do you do for fun? And do you get a chance to exercise? You want to fill your bucket? Start addressing those 5 questions. And you're going to see a change in your life. And so we proceeded to go through and talk about it. And so he says, first thing you've got to address is not your current life, but your eternal life. Big picture. Start with the big picture. What is your relationship with God? Do you spend time with God each day? Well, like I said, I'm up at 5:30 and I'm at work and I'm there all day. So the answer would be no. I challenge you to find 15 minutes. I'm not asking you for a half hour. God's not asking you for a half hour. God's asking for some quality time. And if you can give God 15 minutes of quality time, He'll take it. He says, and here's what I want you to do. He says, on your phone, you don't have to carry it. Just, you've got your phone with you everywhere. Put a Bible app on there. If you don't have a smartphone to put that, carry a Bible with you. Make a point sometime in the day. It might be first thing in the morning. It might be at lunch. It might be sitting in a parking lot in your car. But commit to it. And spend 5 minutes reading your Bible. 5 minutes. 5. Read a chapter. Read a section. But just spend 5 minutes reading the Bible. And then when you came in here and you cried out to me, I want you to spend 5 minutes crying out to God. Time it if you have to. And tell God what you told me. That you feel like you're at your wit's end and you don't know what to do. He says, and I'm really going to challenge you here. Your last 5 minutes, I want you to shut up. I want you to be quiet. I want you to clear your mind. And I want you to listen. Listen to your heart. Listen to that inner voice. First of all, you're going to find the 15 minutes gone. And if you do this every day, the car sounds that you hear or the conversation at the next table if you're at the coffee shop, you're not going to hear them anymore. You're going to hear silence. And then you're going to hear something tugging at your heart. You're going to get answers. And sometimes you may actually, I know this sounds weird, but you may actually hear a voice in your head. Do not be afraid of it. You're not going nuts. So I want you to spend 15 minutes each day connecting with God. Then I want you to look at your life. What's the next important part? It should be your family. Do you spend time connecting with your family? Well, if you're gone 15 hours out of the day, you're probably too tired to connect with your family. Your wife wants to go shopping. Maybe she wants to buy you a new shirt, but you're too tired to go with her. God gave you that family. Your spouse, your children, they are gifts from God. Connect with them. That is a relationship that is going to fill your bucket like you are not going to believe. And yes, there will be some hard times. But you married Jen for a reason. And I don't think it was to ignore her. So they challenged him about a job. So, Jeff, do you like your job? Well, yeah, most of the time, but, it gets frustrating. It's long hours. Is it what God designed for you to do? Did God design you to give 2/3 of your day to your job? Or is there a way that you could better fill your passions and your desires? And maybe it means a change. Maybe it means a different job. Maybe it means just transferring laterally to something new, something a little more rewarding. If you love your job, that's great. But if it's taking away from the others, you might need to reconsider your priorities. And what do you do for fun, Jeff? What do you do for fun? He says, well, I like to go fishing. You do? Deep sea, river, lake, what do you like? I just like going standing in the river, putting the waders on, just standing out in the water fishing. What do you like about that, Jeff? I like the quiet. I like the gentle feel of the river as it flows through my legs. I love the game of trying to catch a fish. I love pulling it in a fight with a nice large one and being able to hold that in my hands as I toss it back in. Jeff, that sounds really relaxing. When was the last time you went fishing? A year and a half ago. Hello? Maybe you need to just go fishing for a little while. I can feel your bucket filling up as you talk about this. Maybe you need to go fishing. And then finally, do you exercise? Do you ever get a chance to go for a walk or run, lift weights? What is it you like to do? I'm not a big gym person. It's okay. But I do like to pick up a game of basketball or volleyball. He says, do you know where there is any? Where some friends get together and just play a game of basketball? Well, I know down in Hawaii they have a free night on Thursday nights where people just come together to play. So put it on your calendar, Jeff. Even if it's every other week. Put it on your calendar that you're going to go play basketball and you're going to get some exercise. It does more for your body than you can believe. Jeff thanked his pastor and he walked out. He started applying some of them. And sure enough, his bucket got a little fuller. He carries, and we all do at times, carry an empty bucket. If we take the time to spend 15 minutes or however long we wish connecting with God. We put our family first in our lives. Spend time with them. We find a job where our work is meaningful. Because even as we're retired, we still have work. We still have things that we do. Is it meaningful to what we do, or is it busy work? Do we do the things that we enjoy? Do we spend exercising? And some of you, I'm 85 years old. I can't be exercising. Sure you can. A walk through the neighborhood. A walk in the pool. Spend a little time swimming. Little things that we can do to be moving, strengthening, exercising. They all fill our bucket because they are all gifts from the Lord. There are times where we feel like we're trying to wring water out of the rock, only to get nothing. This is a special rock for me. I may have shared it with you before, but this rock was given to me from my in-laws, actually. They picked it up off the Sea of Galilee. The water that ran through this rock. The water that replenishes my soul. The water that fills my buckets. Comes from he who may have stepped on this rock at one time. By spending time with my Lord, by connecting with God, I look at this rock and I remember what he has done for me. Wringing the Rock, we look at as being a time of desert for us. Like the Israelites, a time of walking through a drought, a barrenness in our lives. For me, Wringing the Rock is Moses striking the stone. Is the water flowing out, replenishing my soul. I encourage you to find a rock of meaning. It could be a stone you keep in your pockets. If you would like one, I will have some out on the counter for you afterwards. Feel free to take a stone and let it remind you of the rock that stands behind you, the rock that upholds you. Find something you can look at. It doesn't have to be a rock, but that reminds you what it is that fills your buckets. I encourage you to adopt these 5 elements: connecting with God, family, meaningful work, recreation, and exercise. You will find your bucket filled more than you know. For when you have an empty bucket, you have nothing to give. And then, like Jeff, I may find you in my office looking for encouragement, for hope. But when you allow Christ to fill your bucket, the living water of Christ, let him fill your bucket, give you something to live off of, give you hope, and give you something to give. It is through Christ that we are restored, we are renewed, we are refreshed. Allow Him to fill your buckets each and every day. To God be the glory, now and forever. Amen. Lord, fill our buckets. May our bucket be filled with all the gifts, the hope, the love that you have showered down upon us, so that we may have that full bucket to be able to share with others, to share with you, to share with our family, our friends. Help us to find ways in our lives that we may find Wringing the Rock, a positive renewing of our lives, and not a negative time of depression, but frustration. We ask for your blessings. In Christ's name. Amen.